Well, how about
hopefully
speaking
soon.
of inexpensive, like entry level EVs? Um, the Ford Fiesta
Oh yeah.
has a new project with Ken Block, the race car driver. Ken Block is, we'll say Ken Block's a friend of the show here.
Okay.
Kind of. No, he's friends with my friend Taylor Morris, who I want to get on our show. And I'll explain that in a
He's
second.
friend adjacent.
Yeah, friend adjacent. So Ken Block, for those who don't know, he was the co-founder originally of DC Shoe Company, became a full-blown rally car driver, and he's famous for making these big drifting videos. In his Gymkhana series, like some of the most, at the time, they were some of the most viral videos that YouTube had ever seen. I remember it was like 2010 or something, or 2012, and he was making a video that had 30 million views in the first like 12 hours, and people couldn't believe it, type of thing, and it's like, no way. And so he's going to be doing a Project E, so a new all electric 600 horsepower system, which is just really cool to see some of the the people that are big. I would definitely consider him in the world of motorsports to be probably one of the most influential, an influencer. I don't know if he's the greatest race car driver, but he just has a whole influence about him. So seeing him going in and representing EVs is a really big deal, and I just think that'll be.
Well, he also was part of the Mach-E, the Mustang Mach-E from Ford, testing and everything. He was part of the development on that.
I didn't realize that.
Cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. At the unveiling, they showed a video of him testing it on the track and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool. And so, those of you that don't know, a good friend of mine here from my hometown is actually a quad amputee. His name's Taylor Morris, and he was in Afghanistan. He was an EOD, explosive ordnance disposal, and he ended up accidentally stepping on a improvised explosive device in Afghanistan. So we put him we taped his foot to the clutch pedal of my car back in the day and called out Ken Block and said, like, hey, you think you're so good at driving? And then we made this video of, Taylor with no arms and legs drifting around, and he ended up giving Taylor a ride in his car. And so they've developed a friendship and everything, and it's been really cool to see.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It was 24 hours later. Ken's like, all right, get your butt down here. We got to show you what's up. And gave him a ride in his car. This was 2013 or so. And it was just such a cool day. They were such awesome people. Him and his team were just the nicest guys. And it was so cool to see Taylor get a ride in Ken's car. It was awesome. So I'm excited to see Ken representing EVs now and pushing that boundary. That'll be really awesome. So
that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's rad.
So I want to get Taylor on the show to talk about prosthetics, because he's really obviously quite involved with the advancements of prosthetics and tuned into all that stuff. But he stays on top of it a lot with all the different technologies, and even how they're using almost like neural net stuff and AI to start training prosthetic limbs for people and stuff like that. And he's been around a lot of that, and just a big advocate for advancing in that stuff. So I want to get him on the show someday.
EODs are badasses too. They're special forces. That's like Navy SEAL type stuff.
Yeah.
We have them out here. It's funny, on the Navy side, they actually train dolphins to find mines for ships, which is mine. Like, I have a couple friends that did that, and I'm sitting there like, okay, just explain to me how you train, and like, do you bring the dolphins with you? Like, how does this all work? But
do you ride them?
Yeah, EOD is a very highly respected job, serious stuff. So
yeah. So I thought that was cool. I saw that pop up in my feed. I was like, no way, Ken Block's going EV. I just thought
it makes so much sense for racing, man. I mean, it's the faster instant torque. I mean, what else could you? Yeah, it's exactly everything you want as a race car driver.
Well, and rallycross like this, lots of times you're only going, a couple dozen miles or whatever. Like, you're not going.
Yeah.
You're there. The stages aren't these huge things. There's not like you're going for all. I mean, there's like 24-hour Le Mans type of stuff. Other types of races where they are all day. But a lot of times these rallycross things are just like a short little stage, and you'd have plenty of time to swap batteries or something between stages if you needed to, or whatever. So it totally makes sense.
Swapping batteries is funny too, because that was something that Tesla wanted to do early on, and they kind of dropped. But I think it's a totally legit thing. So the guys at EV West that just broke the record there, that's what they did. They brought 3 battery packs with them and charged them up, because you're out in the middle of nowhere. You can't really there's not like a supercharger nearby. they did have this thing called, I think it's called Tier 4 Solar, where it's like this big solar array trailer that has a charger built into it. I'm hoping to go test one day, but what they did is they had 3 battery packs and they were just like charging the 2. They go do the run, they come back. It took them 10 minutes to swap it. And you're like, yeah. So that for a race car, for if you have a 10-minute break, you could totally do that and keep going,
definitely. Definitely. Even in a pit stop, I know that Formula E doesn't want to do battery swaps for it because they want to push the technology further, because it kind of, at some point, it kind of becomes like a disposable thing. And it's like, whatever, just swap the battery out. You could do a battery swap and like faster than a fuel up, if you needed to in Formula E. But I think if I recall right, Formula E decided not to do battery swaps just so it pushes the technology further and the charge rates and the range and all that stuff. Otherwise it'd be kind of a cop out. I haven't paid too close
attention. I do know that Lucid actually has a big Formula E presence. And learning about them, I was like, oh, I didn't know they had a whole thing there. But yeah.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this clip from our show. If that's just not enough for you and you want to watch the full episode, you can go to olfpod.com/YT.
And if you want more from us, you can consider becoming a Patreon member. You'll get early access to episodes. You can join our awesome community. You can actually watch us record live and get your name in the credits by going to olfpod.com/Patreon.
So thanks everyone for watching. Check back every Friday for new clips here and new episodes on the main channel.
Thanks everybody.